you to take over and teach our young wolf that she cannot do what she's been doing. It's not okay. And she's going to need somebody eventually. And I choose it to be you. You're the only wolf who will understand, and you can have your chance to teach her since you think you're so smart. See how easy it is and stuff. Yeah, he says that because of the fact that, the both of them know Whisper or our hero. Ignore that name. Please don't say it. Anyway, yeah, our hero is then assigned to Winter, and she's all like, what, why, I don't understand. She was named in front of the other three after the other three were named, because they got it first. They got to have their names done first. Well, because they're higher ranked than her, and she is the lowest rank, the absolute lowest rank of all the wolves, even lower than a pup, which is unfortunate because she did lose her rank due to the fact that she did not listen to the king when he ordered her back to the line with the other wolves, saying you need to go back with your mentor. She either didn't hear him or didn't care or didn't want to hear him or whatever. The point is, she was trying to show off that she could be just as good as any other alpha that there ever was. And, well, let's just say it didn't work. In fact, it didn't work so much so that it backfired on her completely. She wound up in the teeth of a rival king. A king? I mean, seriously. You just don't do that. It's not good for you. It's very bad. I mean, bad. Like, so bad. Like, really, 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 really bad. Like, if there was another word than bad, then you could use that and be like, oh, okay, I understand now. And yeah, that's how bad it would be. Because that's how bad it was. I mean, seriously, you wound up in the teeth of a rival king. You almost died. You almost got killed. You ended up losing us territory because I didn't want to end up risking your life. So then I lose my standing within my pack because of your stinking recklessness. I mean, seriously, what were you thinking? But he doesn't say any of that because he's the king and he doesn't have to. Anyway, that's what he's thinking, and that is what she has done. And she doesn't realize the giant, huge, monstrous mistake that had happened. And it's like, really? 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 Why is this such a big deal? Well, because it's a big deal. I mean, seriously, it's like really bad. She could have, not been around anymore. And you're wondering why didn't the king just, let the other king, take her life and just go ahead and take out the territory? Well, because he's not that kind of king. He wouldn't have let any wolf in his pack do that. He would have given up his standing, his life, his rule to help his pack. Yes, he may not trust every member inside of his pack, but he cares about them enough to go, okay, well, maybe there's hope. Maybe there's chance. He'd be willing to save any wolf, really. And since she was just a pup, it's not like he wanted to show off that he had the ability to, hold another wolf's life in his hands. Pause. So, yeah, he's not as mean as he makes himself out to be. But unfortunately, he is as mean as he makes himself out to be. He's not nice at all. He's a big, giant monster meanie. Anyway, that's all you know. we're going to put King's Castle there. It's going to be an epic, like, large thing. I just need to figure out what I want it to look like. Now we're going to do right here, and we're going to go, like, into this mountain. Which means I have to destroy all these trees that I just planted. It's so sad. Anyway, yeah. So needless to say, our hero has to deal with a lot. But after a few days of... That was creepy. Okay, if you didn't hear that, there's something going on around here that laughs like an evil maniac. Nothing's showing up, so I'm going to leave it alone and don't care. Anyway, and then move on, because I really want to build this, and I don't want to be disturbed by a evil laughing creature. I don't know where it's from, and I don't know who it is, and yeah, we're moving on. Anyway, she ends up learning from him confidence, and that he's not always the big mean wolf that he acts like. It's just how he is. And she actually starts to learn more and more of his subtle cues. Like, whenever he says good, that's like the best thing you can hear, at least for her. Because, well, think about it. I mean, you don't get any encouragement. The only thing you ever hear from the wolf is a plain old boring good. And then move on to the next task. It's like, really? But I'm young. I need that encouragement. I need that thing where everybody makes you feel like you're doing something amazing. Recognition. Yeah, that's the word. I need to know that you care. Because she doesn't have anybody like that in her life at all. None. Nobody. Zero. Zilch. It's like, really? Okay, whatever. And that's how they become closed off, that they do. But he's not like that. He's, in fact, just how he is. And he says good, that's basically him saying, "You're doing an amazing job! Keep up the good work!" Whereas, this is all you hear. Good. And then move on to the next task. It's like, what? But then you realize that when he's talking to another wolf, and he does the same exact thing, you're like, what? That doesn't make any sense. But then it's like, well, maybe he's not as mean as he looks and sounds and acts. I mean, yeah, he yelled at me and I hated it, and it was horrible, and I don't want to talk to him, and he's a jerk. But, like jerky. Like beef jerky. Anyway, but yeah, no, she follows along, listens, and, you know, she isn't as bad as everybody says that she is, and she isn't as bad as she puts out there. It's just the way that she is grown up. She thinks that alphas are like all the everythings in the world because that's what Talon told her, and that's what she has in her head. Talon told her, alphas are everything. Alphas are everything. You must become an alpha. And then he teases her a bunch of times when she doesn't become one. It's like, really? Dude. But I mean, come on. It's just how he is. Talon's a big meanie. Okay, I don't have any words for like bad guys and meanies, so... And I'm not using bad words, so I'm doing the best I can here. Just gonna bear with me, I guess. But yeah, yeah, no, Talon dismisses her outright, teases her, calls her names, and everything else under the sun because she doesn't get the title Alpha. She ends up being trained as an Omega, and she hates it. Because what is the one thing that he did? He drilled the fact that Omegas are everything. I mean, the Alphas are everything. alphas have to do this, do that, do this, do that. And it's like, come on, you gotta be one of us or none of us. If you're not one of us, then what are you? I mean, seriously. It's like, okay. So he drilled that into her because she was young. And I mean young. Like, she was younger than Thorn. And he ended up leaving the den before Talon. So you can do the math on that. Actually, Talon and Thorn are basically the same age. And I do mean Thorn. I can't tell you more than that. You'll have to wait for the story to come out. You'll be like, what? 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 And I'll be like, yep. All of that. There we go. So, yeah. Talon basically messed her up. And since she didn't have any parents or anybody to learn from, she learned from him, and, well, it was bad. So now she has to relearn from Winter, who is teaching her exactly how a parent would normally teach another wolf. Well, to a point. I mean, he isn't completely babyfying her, he was. Not until silent season comes, when he realizes that her coat hasn't grown in. Yeah, most wolves at her age, well, her would have been age, they would have started growing in some of the coat to keep them warm at night. She would have been able to stay in the small den, she wouldn't have to listen to everybody, and she would have been probably going in the Omega path and following that. But because of certain situations and issues and things, and the fact that she didn't grow her coat, means that she means that she had to go and live with Winter in his den, along with some other wolves. Yeah, you'll find that out later when the silent season comes. Yep, not gonna tell you everything. Nope, that would be bad. If I did, you wouldn't want to hear the story. So, needless to say, Winter takes her in, and her path changes. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, that was not much about him, was it? Other than he was being mean, but he's not really being mean. He's actually being himself, and well, I need it to be daytime, and there's no bed over here, so boom. Yeah, that is Winter, Cloud, and Winter, and Cloud and Winter. Wolfgang, Cloud, and Winter. It's a lot of wolves. Alright, I will see you in the next video. I will talk at you later. Have a good one. Bye now.